Australia's Climate and Energy Minister, Mr Bowen, well, he's embarrassed his country with a ridiculous speech in New York City to the American-Australian Association overnight. And his nonsensical rhetoric only confirms that this country is headed for more energy trauma, higher prices and less reliable supply under the Labor government. I mean, Bowen delivered this speech when Europe, the UK and even California, on the other side of the country he was in all these places, they're currently facing an energy crisis created by their renewable energy pushes and the way it's left them exposed to gas shortages and price hikes and the weather because they've mothballed dispatchable electricity generation. They're just further down the blind gully that we're entering in this country. Yet Bowen said the world's in the grip of an energy crisis caused primarily by Russia's illegal and immoral actions. Europe has been singularly reliant on Russian gas, yet some explicably argue that this is a reason to slow the transition to renewables. If anything, it is a reminder of the need for a faster and more orderly transition. Whoa, be afraid, be very afraid. Now, places like Spain, Germany and the UK have deliberately pushed out their coal-fired gas. They've refused their coal-fired generation. They've refused to use gas generation as much as they need it, and they've been caught out. More renewables will only help them when the sun shines, of course, and the wind blows. Yet Bowen blames Russia. These countries are the masters of their own renewable energy destinies, a destiny that Bowen is determined to emulate here. Bowen also went on with the usual climate alarmist fear-mongering. He harked back to the wartime rendezvous with destiny between John Curtin and FDR, saying now the US and Australia have to avoid a rendezvous with disaster. Good Lord, he said the alliance now had to take on the challenge of saving the very health of the planet. Yeah, Minister, you and Joe Biden to infinity and beyond. And remember, this bloke's job is to keep your lights on. And he'd rather tell the world that he's going to create a renewable energy superpower. Want to see a renewable energy superpower? Check out Europe and the UK right now. Bowen talked about the cost of climate inaction being huge, and he talked about bushfires and wildfires being just one example of the impact of climate change on people right now, and he claimed there were other examples. But this chicken little approach to climate change, this constant declaration of a current catastrophe, is plain wrong. I keep going through this stuff on this program. Every time there's a natural disaster and they claim it's unprecedented, the record disproves them. And as we discussed last night, this has all been confirmed in an international scientific paper examining extreme weather events. It found that on the basis of observational data, the climate crisis that, according to many sources, we are experiencing today is not evident yet. Yet, if we ever see it, that's another question. But it certainly is not here yet. But that didn't stop Buzz Bowen heading off to New York, blaming the energy crisis on Russia instead of misguided renewable energy policies and pretending he's the John Curtin of Australian climate politics. As I keep saying, Labor's climate policies will be its Achilles heel. The only question is how much pain they inflict on Australians before people wake up.